The measure of our humanity. Address to the international community. Distinguished delegates, my friends across nations, and all who still believe in the quiet power of conscience. Our world stands again at the crossroads, between fear and freedom, between control and compassion, between the convenience of silence and the courage of truth. In every age, humanity has faced this choice. Some built walls, believing they could guard peace by enclosing it. Others built bridges, believing peace could only breathe in the open air. Today, that same choice has returned to us, not as a question of borders or armies, but as a question of the human heart. Let us remember this simple truth. Freedom is not a Western invention, nor an Eastern privilege. It is the breath of human dignity, the natural rhythm of a mind allowed to think, a heart allowed to hope, a voice allowed to be heard. When governments silence their critics, their technology narrows our minds instead of expanding them. When fear divides our neighborhoods, then it is not one nation that suffers, it is all of us. Because injustice anywhere still sends a tremor through the conscience of the world. I speak today as one who has lived between worlds, born in Japan, shaped in California, standing now not between two nations, but between two understandings of freedom. One learned from the order of tradition, the other from the daring of dissent. From both, I have learned this. Liberty without compassion becomes arrogance. Compassion without liberty becomes submission. But liberty with compassion, that is peace. The future we seek will not be built by stronger weapons or sharper words. It will be built by trust. Trust that a child in Gaza, a farmer in Ukraine, a student in Tokyo, and a teacher in Kenya all deserve the same breath of hope. Trust that truth, even when whispered, outlasts the echo of propaganda. Trust that humanity, when awakened, is stronger than fear and wiser than power. So let us stand, not as blocks or factions, not as the victors of history or its victims, but as guardians of the same fragile miracle. The ability to choose peace when anger is easier, and dialogue when silence is safer. Let our nations be measured not by the size of our armies, but by the strength of our empathy. Not by how many borders we defend, but by how many hands we reach across them. For the measure of our humanity is not how we are ruled, but how we choose to live together in truth. May we listen before we speak, understand before we act, and forgive before we divide. Because in the end, the future will not belong to those who conquer, but to those who cooperate. And the light of this century will not come from any one nation's flag, but from the shared flame we keep alive in one another. Thank you.